So one of the things that we'll want to do is clean up our plot a little bit, do a little bit of editing. And I'm going to do three things specifically. First, I'm going to add axis labels. So the way we do that is click on Add a Chart Element and go down to Axis Labels and Primary Horizontal. And we remember this was number of cricket chirps per minute. So we could call this chirp rate. Chirps per minute. I'll want to add a label on the y-axis, so I'll go to primary vertical and I'll just say temperature degrees Fahrenheit. I'll want to change the title so that it's something informative. So what I'm trying to do is I want to look at the relationship between cricket chirp frequency and temperature. So now we have all of our axis and titles labeled. What I want to do is I want to get rid of all this dead space. So notice I can't really look too much at the relationship because there's all this dead space in the graph. So what we do is we just click here, and if we click here, double click actually, you'll see a little side window open up, and I'm going to reduce the range of X values. So we notice it doesn't really start till around 40. So I'm going to say the minimum should be 40 and maybe the maximum like 130. That looks fine. I'll close that. And now you can see the x-axis is being used a little better. I'm going to double click on the y-axis and do the same thing. We notice that the chirp rates don't go below 40, so I could probably say 45 here. And I'm sorry, the temperature doesn't go below 50, so I'm going to say 45. And it also doesn't go above 70, so I may say 75 here. Okay. And now we notice that the graph looks a lot nicer. I can actually see the relationship better. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a trend line. There's various ways of doing that, and the way I'm going to do it, because I want to add more than just the line, I'm going to say Add Chart Elements, Trend Line, and then I'm going to say More Trend Line Options. Okay, you can put linear, which is fine, but then you want to go down and say More Trend Line Options. And what I want to do, in addition to just drawing the best fit line, is I want to display the equation for the best fit line. You'll notice it pops up there. And I also want to display what's called the coefficient of determination, or sometimes people call it R squared. And there it is. And I may want to make this a little more visible, so I can go ahead and I can increase the font size the way I would normally for just standard text. Okay. And I could do, of course, the same here. And then we're pretty much done. So those four things you generally have to do in Excel. There's no way to kind of format those in advance. You want to use the space a little better. You want to put axis labels and title labels on. And then you want to add the trend line along with the equation for the line and the value for the coefficient of determination. And that looks a lot better than our original plot.